Hello, everybody. Welcome to our second episode of Rise and Bloom into Conscious Leadership with myself, Emma, and Andrea is here with us.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here, and you have such a soft voice, Emma.
I feel really relaxed today.
Yeah, I can feel you like that.
Really grounded, really at ease today, which is quite nice. I started my day I went to a little cafe that's near here, a little vegan cafe, and had acai bowl and had a coffee. And I think that kind of goes a little bit into our topic today on this kind of new paradigm of leadership, of like walking into what it is to like lead from the feminine.
Yes, exactly. Like you did what you preached.
Yeah. I mean, that's so important for us, right? I know that you walk in that as well, where it's so important for us to really practice what we preach. I think we
Mhm.
get caught up in like what is embodiment. And to me, like embodiment is simply practicing what we're committing to, practicing what we're holding space with our clients for, and the lifestyle we want to lead.
Exactly. And that's the difference between, being a leader from the mind and from the heart. From the mind, it can be like the type of leader that shares information that they know consciously, or they read it somewhere, or they learned it from some mentors, but it's not applied in their lives, it's not applied in
Mm,
their business. And you can see the difference when somebody is embodied versus when somebody is more from their mind. And
mm,
this is exactly like the first thing that we will talk about today, where we are living this shift from the old paradigm to this new paradigm, from the leader that and we have in Romania this saying that do what the preach says and not what the preach does. I don't know if
mm.
this is internationally, but I feel
Okay. Like, what does that, I guess, translate to in like, how does that apply in your life?
it's like you're going to a mentor. Let's say that they are sharing with you some strategies, or sharing with you what to do, how to heal, but they are not applying these strategies to their own life.
Mm,
So I feel that was the old leadership of the preacher saying to you what you need to do, what you need to, how to behave, but they were in fact human and imperfect and doing their own mistakes. So, they were just modeling an old model from their head, not from their bodies, not leading from
mm,
example. So I feel that model is not applicable anymore to our age now. The best we can learn is by seeing someone applying, by seeing someone embodying, and learning through their experiences. That's why we
mm,
take mentors in our business that are on the other side, that they already overcame the challenges that we are now into, because we want like help to quantum leap, let's say, or go faster to the things that we are going through right now. And this is my opinion. Like, I feel like we cannot learn from just information anymore. I feel with
mm,
the fast pace of technology, information is not like useful, and just information is not useful anymore to change ourselves. Talk therapy is not useful anymore to change ourselves. We need to work with the body, we need to work with the root causes of the things that are showing up in our lives. We don't have time to go 5 years in therapy just to release the scarcity mindset.
mm,
So I feel, because like technology has changed, we change, now the modalities and the leadership is changed as well. This is my own opinion. What
mm,
is yours, Emma? Why do you think we are
mm,
living this shift between the old and the new paradigm from the
mm.
body?
Firstly, I think it's a shift that's needed. It's a shift that's needed for our well-being. We've been conditioned throughout our childhood, throughout our lives, to rush, to achieve things, to accomplish things. I am what I do. And this shift is becoming more about I am because I am. I am who I choose to be, who I am on the inside. And when we move from this place, everything flows naturally. Everything flows with integrity, with authenticity. And that's where we actually get to really connect, not only with ourselves, but also with other people. And if we're really connecting with other people and we're really leading from this place of what I experience and what I create in my life is not really about what I'm doing, it's who I'm being, then what actually expands from that place is conscious. Because we're not just doing it from the programs on autopilot, we're intentionally creating, we're intentionally connecting, we're intentionally expanding. And I think this shift is happening because people are realizing that this old way, the way that you spoke about there, Andrea, and I sort of tapped into as well, around from the mind, from this information-based system, and a system rooted in moving from the programs, moving on autopilot, is not really giving any of us true fulfillment. It's not sustainable for our well-being, for the well-being of our children, for the well-being of those around us, for our colleagues. It's not sustainable, and it's not really fulfilling us. So this shift for me is occurring because people are now waking up and realizing, I actually want to feel truly fulfilled. I want to feel joy. I want to experience ease in my life, not just in one area of my life or when I go on vacation for my 2 weeks every year. I want to feel this as the essence of who I am, because people are recognizing it is the essence, the deeper core of who you are. Everything else that's been laid on top of that is everything that you've been told you should be or you should do. So this shift to me is occurring because people are waking up to the realization that they want to experience life in alignment with who they truly are at the core, not just the programs.
Beautiful. So for you, it's most a shift of consciousness, and from my point of view, it was a shift from the outside. But I love how our perspectives are combining in a perfect, because it's never only one factor from the outside
Absolutely.
to the inside or the other way around. It's the two influencing themselves. So yes, we've been through some changes in our world, in our outside reality, and also our consciousness has been evolving and realizing that we cannot do like authority based, live our lives. You need to have a business just to make money, or you need to go to work just to make money. We are shifting this old, like, set in place rules that were like for thousands of years, and it's not an easy mission, but it's like one of the most fulfilling things that you can do. And even if it requires a lot of healing, a lot of awareness, a lot of inquiry, for you, what does living authentically means for me? How does a business full of ease looks like for me? And it's like nobody can show you your model. It's just a process of self-discovery and seeing for you how, what feelings and what patterns and what outside reality you want to create. So this new leadership paradigm for me is like for you to have like a few signs, let's say, if you are a conscious leader. It means that you're like asking yourself on a daily basis, what's the next step from here? what how does my body feels doing this? How do I want this to look like? And like finding your own path, for finding your own type of leading a business. And this comes only from your heart and your intuition and your own like connection with the divine, if you believe in like this type of like energy, let's say, healing or connection. Like for me, I used to be like a lot of my mind before and be really rational and logical, and then I realized that I missed the manifestation part, and then I went too much on the intuition and bad manifestation and lacking the steps and lacking the strategy in my business. So I realized that for me, this new leader paradigm is about asking for divine guidance, asking, tuning into your body, see what you feel, see how you want to create things, and also doing the steps that will get you to your next level. It's not only waiting, it's not only doing, but it's like this in between
Mm.
feeling and being, like acting, like doing and being, action and leaning back, learning to surrender, and also doing the strategy that will move the needle in your business. How is for you, like Emma,
Mm.
um, the this conscious leader, and how does it look like some
Mm.
signs?
Mm. Yeah, I definitely loved what you said there, this combination of this balance between being and doing. And I think when we're really in being, which is what we were speaking about here, that feminine energy, that receiving energy, right? Because that's feminine, masculine is not about gender, it's about this receiving, and then the masculine, that's the doing, the giving. When we're in that receiving energy and we're listening to our own intuition, to our heart's guidance, then the doing naturally flows from that place, because we are connected to what our heart, what our soul wants us to experience. And then the doing comes naturally. It's not really this thing where we go into the mind and have to be like, what do I do now? How do I do this? Right? That's when you know you're in the mind, when all the
Hmm.
hows, the whens, the whys coming in. When you're in this space of connecting, which is why I think with anything in your business, like this time, this moment before you do something, to just come in and connect with yourself, center with yourself, like taking some breaths, getting into that receiving energy when you start the day or when you start a project. And then the doing flows naturally. Like right now, we're speaking because we're in this space of being connected to our intuition. The words are coming through, right? There's no need to like, what words should I say, or what do I need to say now? Like the words just come. And it's the same when we take action as well. Is when we're in this place of being, the masculine naturally wants to serve the feminine, wants to be of action to the feminine when the feminine is surrendered to receiving. So when you're in this space of surrender, when you're in this space of being, then the doing, the action will flow through you naturally. If you're sitting there trying to figure it out, then it's taken away from the magic that actually wants to come. And this is what we're saying here. It's like the heart leads, the mind follows. It's not to say that the mind is like this really bad
Yeah.
thing that we can't use. The heart leads and the mind follows. The heart starts with, okay, what does my unique soul want to experience? Joy, love, ease, right? Because your heart doesn't want to experience 10K months or,
Yeah.
it doesn't want to experience these things. The deeper layers of that are ease, fluidity. Like, what does your heart want to experience? And okay, some of those things might look like certain manifestations, like financial fluidity or abundance. It might look like the ability to travel. You might have some ideas around what that feeling is, but it always starts with that feeling. So when you can be in that feeling, know that that feeling is within you. It's not created from the outside first, it's created from the inside first when you are the source. Then you can feel into that place, be in that place. What is it like to be in that feeling, to let yourself be in that feeling? Then you'll find will naturally happen is then you'll start to receive some insights, some ideas. You might start seeing people suggesting things in your reality, synchronicity. So this is where the outside comes in to support you, right? It's all kind of in co-creation with one another. And when you're starting to build this up, then there'll just become this moment where it's like the action will just then be there for you. The mind will then come in and know the strategies that are going to support you with this idea that's been presented to you, with this way of being that you now want to experience. So I can give an example from my own life that I think will be supportive right now is I had an idea that came to me a few days ago. And this was after 2 days of me taking some rest and feeling through some feelings, because I knew I was in a space where I needed a bit of rest and I needed to take a step back. Gave myself these 2 days, and then an idea came to me, and it was just a really great idea. And the mind goes straight to, right, how do I get this idea going? How do I make money out of this idea? But the heart's like, feel the idea. So I started to feel the idea, feel how it would look doing this in my work, bringing this to other people. How would it feel to be of service in this way? And I let my body feel that and just play with different ideas. And this is where I love working with imagination, like imagining going in and doing these things and playing with these things, like getting into that feeling. And then naturally, then my mind at some point would come in and then be like, okay, this is how we could do it. We can have it, this kind of package that you could then present to people in this particular way, right? And this comes in naturally. There was no, okay, well, how do I translate this idea into things? It just flew. It just was like fluid. It just came naturally. And this is something that I think requires practice. This is why me and Andrea are talking to you guys now to share with you from our wisdom, from our journey of how we've practiced this over time. Because like everything, it's like, it doesn't mean we're further ahead, but we're just maybe more practiced and understanding of these processes because we're walking them. So to me, this is what it looks like. It's like the heart and the receiving energy leading first, and then that masculine, that mind, that doing energy, just moving with it to be of service. No in between of like tension of wondering how or wondering when. It's like this kind of fluid process. And when the tension comes, you know you're getting caught up in something that's really not actually in alignment with you. Because to me, what feels in alignment, it's not to say that it's not going to feel uncomfortable, it's not going to feel difficult, there's not going to be resistance there. Of course, that's all there. But to me, like when it's right, it flows. Even when it's uncomfortable, even when it feels like there's resistance or there's fears, it flows.
There is a tool that I use from Access Consciousness, which is like a more energetic practice, which says if it's easy, if it feels easy for your body, then it's true for you. If it feels hard and heavy, then it's not true for you. It's not something that you should follow, or it's not something that is like that your soul or heart needs. And yeah, that's true for, it's really hard to follow this simple rule while we've been conditioned that it needs to be hard. We need to do action. We need to be logical, mind centered, to hustle, to work full time so we can have money, so we can be recognized, so we can feel seen, and all these things. And I know that most of entrepreneurs, when consider these topics like leading from the heart or conscious leadership, like some things like, yeah, okay, but what how I'm going to make money with that? And it's like
Mm.
such a normal
I mean, I
reaction.
remember when I had this question.
Yeah, exactly. I know. I was the same at the beginning, like because usually, yes, we start a business because we have a mission, but we also need to make money. So we are more focus oriented in the beginning to make money. So of course that I need to see results. I need to see how exactly this can help me. And yes, when you have like goals, it's really awesome to have goals like 10K months or whatever feels good for you as your next step. But this goals comes from the mind, because it's not the fact that you do make 10K months that will really make you happy or something like that. Is what that making that money will allow you to be, to make, to feel like. Maybe in fact you want to make money to be free, or you want to make money to spend more time with family, or enjoy more, more rest. So like the most obvious difference between conscious leadership and mind based leadership, is like you being focused more on the results, on the money, on the physical, tangible, and material things. And conscious leadership means taking into consideration that as business owners, we need to have goals, but also knowing that underneath those goals, in fact, we have some desires that we want to fulfill. So why should you like make this transition? Because let's say that you have right now a really um, thriving business by just being focused on goals and doing strategies and following steps and working a lot and making a lot of money. Why should you make this transition towards conscious leadership? And
Mm.
mm, like the most obvious thing would be like, for how long can you think you can do something by being in all the time in constantly survival mode, being activated all the time, working full time, not taking care of your body, not doing, not taking your rest, not taking a step back? Like, by being only money oriented, goals oriented, and results oriented, it's not sustainable for a long period of time. And most of my clients are clients that made a lot of money from coaching, and guess what? They cannot enjoy what they did because they are having panic attacks. They feel disconnected from their bodies. They feel like they want to erase their Instagram. They want to they don't want to do this anymore. Like, they want to, like it's not sustainable. It's not sustainable to be only focused on results and just having this drive of making more and more money. It's If you want to do this in 1 year, 5 years, 10 years from now, you need to include your body. You need to take your rest. You need to be able to like release your business, surrender. Like, in the past few months, during weekends, I just close my phone. Like, all my family
Mm.
knows that I'm not available on my phone. My friends knows the same. My clients know the same. Like, I'm available from Monday to Friday, sometimes even later in the evening if somebody needs me. But during weekends, I just live my business exists without me. Like, I take my hands off of everything, and it has been amazing. Like, first of
Mm.
all, when I come back Monday, I feel so much more energized and motivated, and I cannot wait to come back to my business. Comparing the like previous months or the beginning of my business, when I was like working all the time, like, I dreaded Mondays. I didn't want Monday. Oh my God, again, clients call, a lot of work, creating content, and all those things. And I also like lacked creativity because I didn't have this time to surrender and step back and make space for new ideas to come in. So now I have, like, as you said, like, I'm taking some rest and I want to create 3 programs after that, like, you need to do this and that and that. But then I'm like, okay, no, this is the mind again. Let's tune into this. I'm also having an emotional authority in human design, and I need to think through the waves. I need to sit back and relax and wait for emotional clearance. So it's even if I come back with all these ideas, that's usually happening to entrepreneurs that taking even a 1 day break, they come back with all these new steps that they are ready to make in their business and overwhelm themselves like in the first 2 hours. And then it's important again to bring in here it's important a little bit to bring in the mind and say, what can I do today? How can I split this, steps into smaller steps? How can I make this sustainable? So it's just like a dance,
Mm.
and it's a dance on a everyday basis. Like, you wake up in the morning, you do some morning rituals, then you do some work for your business, then you take a lunch with your partner or with your friends or by yourself watching like the sun, and then you work a little bit, and then at night you release it and surrender. Like, this is how my days looks like. And it's like, I want to do this. I see myself doing this even in until the end of my life, because it feels sustainable for my body. How do you combine like
Mm.
your mind and your emotions, the feminine and the masculine, in your business, Emma?
I love what you said there. Like it feels sustainable to my
Mm-hmm.
body. I think that's, and what came to me as you were speaking there was like you're focused on how you feel and your lifestyle first, the lifestyle you want to have
Yeah.
first. And this is something that I completely resonate with as well, and something I think we both connected is like designing what is the life that you want to experience when you're a multimillionaire or when you're however much you want to create, right? What is the lifestyle you want to have? Yeah, you can be a millionaire, but you can still be working 10 hours a day, burnt out, exhausted, stressed. I work with high level clients who have money, success, and they're still facing the same challenges that all of us face: anxiety, burnout, stress. Money doesn't change that.
Hmm.
It's how you feel within. And when you connect to that, that really allows you to experience fulfillment. So, this is what I think I really just loved about what you were saying there is like designing the lifestyle. What is the lifestyle you want to experience? So, how that looks for you is like creating that space on the weekends to disconnect from your business. And for me, I only ever wanted to work 3 or 4 hours a day. I felt so much shame in this for so long.
Mm-hmm.
What? I only want to work 2, 3 hours a day? Like, what? Is that okay? Am I allowed to do this?
Mm-hmm.
Right? All the
You feel
judgment
like it's
gets,
illegal.
yeah. And if you say it and people are like, oh, it's so lazy. This, I always feared this being seen as lazy because I was
Mm-hmm.
the one working 12-hour days.
Mm-hmm.
I had only been in the corporate world a little while, but I freelanced a lot and I was working crazy hours, making lots of money, but I was working crazy hours. And then I worked in the construction industry. I was working 13-hour days, 13 days a week, 13 days in a row, one day off
Mm-hmm.
every 2 weeks.
Oh
Yeah,
my
I was
God.
making 2, 3 thousand a week, but I was exhausted. I lost my hair. I remember this day when I took a picture of my hair before I started, and then I took a picture of my hair like towards the end, and it had literally all fallen out from stress,
Oh
from
my God.
exhaustion. So I know, like, for people that are listening who are thinking, what do you mean you're designing a lifestyle that's working 2, 3 hours? Like, I've been on the other side. Like, I know what it's like. And I know the belief systems that go into that, of like thinking that this is the only way, this is what I have to do. But I mean, both me and Andrea can speak to that when we've stepped more into what does our soul want to experience? What does our soul want to feel? And this is unique to all of you, to all of us, right? So how Andrea wants her lifestyle to look is completely different
Yeah.
to how I want my lifestyle to look. But we have the trust in ourselves to follow that. So my lifestyle is working 2, 3 hours a day, working 4 days a week, focusing on one-to-one client sessions, working with high-level clients, working in person and in one-to-one, focusing more on word of mouth, more on referrals than I do on social media. And what I will remind a lot of you is that there are so many ways to do business, so many ways. And you will find evidence and examples of so many coaches, so many healers, whatever it is that you're resonating with right now, that are doing it in entirely different ways. The key is not having a mailing list. The key is not having a good Instagram. The key is not writing a book. The key is in your unique soul, and it takes you tapping into that and listening to that and trusting that, and then leading from that place to create a business and a lifestyle that you love, because they're both the same thing when you love them both,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. You're totally right. And guess what? Unfortunately, because we've worked in those environments and because we had so many years when you've been in full stress on and our bodies were in survival mode for so long, when you start to create your business, most commonly you'll bring the same model. So you'll
Oh
try
God,
to
yeah.
You'll try to work all the time. You'll try to,
Mhm.
hustle and plan
Go
it for
after the money.
quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
remember
do
my
it.
goal was like, I'm going to be a millionaire in 3 months.
Yeah, exactly, exactly.
When I
I'm going
started.
to have my first 10K month in the first month,
Yeah.
and that's because there is a lot of brainwashing in the
Mm,
industry, how easy it is to make 10K
desperation.
month and so
Mm,
on. But the thing is, like, if you are like try to lean into your feminine, try to create a more like spacious schedule, if you try to not stay on your phone and you've been triggered, or you've been you felt unsafe or it felt uncomfortable, I want you to know that it's normal. We've
mm,
Emma and I, we've been doing this work for a while. For me, I think it's 1 year already since I, while it took me to create this schedule and being able to not being like obsessed with my phone all the time and not talk with my partner during weekends. So I had my years where I've been into this recreating the same corporational models in my business. But I want you to know that it's a process, and this is what we're teaching here. We are teaching the process for you to come from the corporational model based business to a business that it's more spacious, it feels like you, and also from this space you are open to receive and you feel safe to receive more in your body, more help, more support, more ease, more clients, receiving clients with ease, receiving money uh, with ease. So this is a journey. If you tried
mm.
and struggled to create that and it didn't work, I know I want you to know that it's perfectly normal, and
Yes.
that's what we're here for, and that's why we're creating this series, this mini series of podcast, and that's our goal in the retreat we want to create in January in Ibiza, to create a space for entrepreneurs that struggle to come from the old paradigm to the new paradigm, or maybe they are dipping their feet a little bit in this new paradigm and don't know exactly what does that mean. So that's why we will provide a safe space for you to do that with us, combining our hypnotherapy, embodiment practices, expertise, um, and Emma's coaching, NLP expertise, masculine and feminine energetics, and working a lot on the body, on the subconscious mind, and all the places where you can remove the layers of the conditioning of the old ways so you can find your new way. So I'm really excited for that retreat. Honestly, I'm counting
Mm.
days until January because it will be like such a special
It's going to
month. A new
magically
year will
unfold. It really
come.
is. It's really
Yeah,
going to magically unfold.
exactly. And it's continuing to unfold. And Emma, if you want to share something about our retreat, I advertise it for both of us.
I think tune in to what we're saying in this podcast, and your body will know, feel it. Like, and if you feel that call, like, get curious about what that could look like for you when you follow that. A lot of times, I remember when I was going through this journey early on and I was making investments in everything,
Hmm.
everything, because I thought something outside of me is going to be the answer. And that's not the truth. The answer's in you. So you'll feel this yes. If it takes you a little bit of time, if you're like Andrea and the emotional solar plexus is in human design, this is, or if you just feel naturally you need that time, like take that time. But feel into what we're saying, listen to what we're saying with the body, and it will show you like if this is where you're called to. And it's going to be such a beautiful space. It's going to be a community that grows over time. Like, this is not just a one-off thing that we're going to be doing. This is going to be something that grows over time, a community that builds on itself, of women that are all in the same place. We're not further ahead on you on this journey. We're right with you on this journey. And I think that's what will make this super unique and super connected and grounded as well.
I love that. I love that you share that. And we will leave like the link for you to join our mail list. That means that you'll receive updates about the retreat. It doesn't mean that if you join it, you need to, come with us in Ibiza tomorrow. It
Mhm.
means that by following us, and you'll see more about the retreat, the more we tune into it and settle the details. So that's from us today. Thank you for listening to
Amazing.
us.
Yeah. We'll see you again in 2 weeks' time for our
Mhm.
next episode. So we do these live as well on our YouTube channels. So if you follow us both on Instagram, I mean, all this information's in the show notes. So just head down there. And you can engage with us, connect with us. If you have any information that you want to know about the retreats or about joining us, you can DM either of us as well. If you're not sure about joining the waitlist, like feel free to reach out. That's what we're both here to receive. And take this time to think about like what that could look like for you. Start visualizing, start feeling into like what an easeful business and what a business that's really fulfilling could look like to you. And this is for people that haven't even started yet. We want to give you our experience and our journeys so that you can move in a way that is connected to your soul, your unique expression.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much, everyone. So we'll be back live in 2 weeks. 2 weeks, yeah, on
Thank you.
Thursday. So that's Thursday. Let me look at the date so we can give you a little bit of structure for people that are tuning in. So that's Thursday, the 29th.
29th.
Yeah, 29th. So that's 4 p.m. European time, 3 p.m. UK time. And we'll be doing live. And if not, you can watch back on either of our podcasts as well.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Thank you, everyone. Much
Bye.
love. Bye-bye. Bye.